our daughters and we train our sons.
All right.
Why black women choose the worst men, which is why they can't complain. After that, we have a situation that I wanted to shine light on that a lot of you guys go through, being the nice guy. The next video is going to be a simp who takes his girlfriend to the club and gets taken by someone more dominant than him. And the reason why I'm doing this is because, yes, this does exist in the Latin community too, and you can get your girl taken. That's just how it is. And then we have a Dominican mother here. Last video is going to be a Dominican mother that's showing her grandchild not to play with a black doll and to only play with the white doll. And you're wondering why you guys are still complaining.
We spoil our daughters and we train our sons.
All right.
What is happening today, though, our women have become so busy with survival that we have not taught our daughters to be mothers and wives.
Nigga, what?
And I've said this 100 times. That's one of the biggest problems that separate men from women in modern society, is that a lot of guys need to start thinking in survival mode, because the women live their entire life in survival mode. This is why hypergamy is part of their nature. You have to accept it. Women have never accepted the lower vessel. Women have never accepted a weaker man. A weak man is only there to fulfill the needs of a weaker woman. That's what it is. If you do less than a woman, she would never respect you. Why? Because she's in survival mode. When you're dealing with a driven man who's driven for success, he lives life in survival mode. Once you learn that it's all about survival, everything starts to simplify itself. All we need is more men to think in survival mode, because that's what the women have been bred to do.
So we have young women many times who don't have a clue what it is to be a woman. We have a tendency, our generation did anyway, to the woman spoils her sons and raises her daughters.
And that's why you have so many sons that are son husbands, and you have so many daughters out there who cannot get a man, because the daughter is taught to be in survival mode and that a man is not good enough unless that man is doing better than her. But the sons are spoiled to the point where they feel like all you have to do is just be a super duper nice guy and you're going to get her because it worked with your mom. It doesn't work like that. You can't tell a woman, hey, I want you to just feel so good, wake up every day, I just want to shower you so you feel good and give you whatever you want and dedicate my life to just making you happy. No, you're doing too much talking. When you're trying to talk a fairy tale inside of a woman's brain that you think that if you tell her this is going to make her feel a certain type of way, that doesn't work. And women are catching on to that. Women are kind of like, man, you can't feed me the BS anymore. But a lot of black guys, that's all you're taught to do, is to be a simp. There's a saying out here: if you raise your children, then you can spoil your grandkids. But if you spoil your child, then you will raise your grandchildren. That's just food for thought. You do the dishes.
I've said it before. Your mothers failed you in teaching you what relationships were. Just because what you've been told is go out and do what you want to do, have your 20s, and then when you're ready to slow down, find a husband. It doesn't work that way, ladies.
It doesn't work in the black community. All right, because the black community is slightly delayed from reality, and it's more reality themed. What do I mean? Like, black community is thriving off of reality shows. You're thriving off of entertainment, which is why you look at the black community, everyone is always in entertainment mode. See, this is why you argue in public. This is why you create a scene in public. So everyone looks at you, so you get attention that you didn't have whenever you were little. That's the problem that we have going on here. What blacks have to do is you have to sit back and get structured like everyone else, because you're going to have the whites, you're going to have the Latinos, you're going to have other cultures of people. They are going to take a little bit of time in their 20s and they're going to live out their life, and then they're going to switch, and then they're going to get married. That's typically what they do. They spend those free times in colleges, or they spend that free time building a business. But by the time most cultures are 25 and 26, they are getting ready to settle down. But you have to understand, in the black community, that structure is not there because you take it too far. The women still do not know how to be a wife, even when it's time to calm down and change your life. All of this talk, oh, we got to go back to the Stone Age, Fred Flintstone, women's supposed to be just having babies. That's internet talk for you niggas that ain't going nowhere. Sorry, in real life, things have changed in 2022. We're not going back to the Fred Flintstone days, but in modern society, other cultures are still on the same path.
He went to jail.
Oh, so you pick ass whoopers and felons. I'm not gonna let you get on here and talk about what black men are not when you picking dudes to whoop your ass and are felons. See, I'm not gonna sit around and let you black women just sit around and talk about hey, black men ain't here and they ain't this, they ain't that, when in your own life you pick shit. Yeah, take a nice strong drink, sip it all. Cause you talking about black men to share my reflection, and I'm tired of sisters like you running our reputation in the ground because you pick poorly.
A black man.
No, you had 20 million to pick from, but you picked a felon once to have 2 babies by and then Ike Turner. And all these black people in Atlanta. Why are you picking these scrubs?
That's not what's left. That's more controllable. That's more entertaining. A black woman, you're not happy unless your man is asking you for money, unless you can give him money to borrow the car, unless he can drop you off at work and then go back home and play video games. You're not happy unless you are doing better than the black man. That's just how it is. You can't be around a black man who's doing better than you. You're going to try to be responsible for everything that he does. Look at all successful black men who have a black woman. That black woman wants to be successful for that. I have a black mom and she wants to claim my channel like I helped you do it. No, you didn't. I put in the time work. Black women want to always be the one that says, hey, I did this for you. I did that for you. That's why you guys date the worst type of guys. It's because that's how you maintain control. It's the only thing that you know. You know why? Because when you were 4, 5, 6, and 7, your little bitter mom kept telling you you don't need a man. You learned that you did not need a man before you learned your ABCs. You learned that you did not need a man before you understood what a relationship is. So during that time period growing up, when the brain is not fully developed, but the brain is always being told you don't need a man, that followed you for the rest of your life. You've been scarred. Most of you would never be in a relationship ever again. Why? It's not the man's fault. It's your mother's fault. She's programmed you to her bitterness, and that bitterness follows you for the rest of your life, and then you pass it down to your children over and over and over again. This is what other cultures are studying about you, which is why when you start complaining about racism, when you start talking racism, it's like, you're just trying to find an outlet. You're just trying to find a way to complain. When you get some money, oh man, you don't worry about no racism. Racism is for broke people. And the black people who are successful that's trying to act like they're your friend, they just got rejected by white people. See, a lot of blacks, when you get a little bit of money, you try to up and go to country clubs. You want to dress like white folks. Now you want to wear polo. Now you want to laugh at their jokes that ain't funny. Get around them and turn on your white person voice. But then when they don't want to be around you, you run back to the black community and try to be pro-black because you're angry you didn't get accepted by white people. So the true question here is, when it comes to white people and racism, what do you actually want from white people to keep from complaining? Because you're still complaining about racism, but the black people that you're idolizing, the superstars and stuff, they're not complaining about it. Cardi B's not going to say nothing about racism. She has white maids. Jay-Z's not going to say anything about racism. He has maids. Wake up and see exactly what's going on here. Next video is going to be a domestic violence situation that doesn't get enough light. Let's get to it.
Your problem. beg you, Honfa, please stop. Please stop. Please stop.
A lot of guys like this guy ends up in domestic violence situations. What you guys have to understand is majority of these domestic violence situations come from mentally ill people that are in relationships with people that are trying to heal them. That's what we have. We have a lot of people that are insecure. But when you find somebody who may be more mentally unstable than you, what makes you feel better is you trying to be around that person every day and heal them. Hurt people who try to heal other hurt people normally end up getting hurt even more in life. And that's what happens when you come across these situations. A lot of you guys, you come across these evil, mean, violent, women that lash out, that have issues, but you ignore that. And you know why you ignore it? Because these are the type of women that are great in bed. They're really good in bed. They give you the porno style sex. They give you the porno style look. They give you the porno everything. You start to like it. And then you say to yourself, maybe if I show them enough love, they're going to change. It doesn't work like that. In life, you're going to get the most love from people that you do not show love to. The most people that you show love to, the more bad things are going to happen to you in your life. I've said it before. I don't hang around nice people because nice people are liars. They adjust their life to make everyone else happy and make the environment feel safe and comfortable. But in that time period, all they do is attach themselves to depressed people. And 9 times out of 10, if you're a nice person, bad luck is always following you. And the reason why bad luck is always following you is because your psyche is a liar. You're lying to yourself. You're trying to portray the image of happiness, right? But you allow dangerous people to come around you because you think that you can rub off on them. That's what happens when you're super nice. You're unable to recognize danger because you're trying too hard to be good. And this is how a lot of you guys end up in these relationships with these women. It's because you actually think your niceness is going to change the way they feel about you. Next video, we're going to have a simp take his girl to the club, and this happens. Let's get to it. All right, there's a copyright on here, so I got to let the video play. Okay, what's happening here is you have a guy dancing with a girl, right? But that's her, hold on. But that's her boyfriend right here. This guy that's looking into the camera right now, this is her boyfriend, just watching her dance with the other guy. All right. And this is in a Latino community. So the same thing does happen. You will get played. Being a simp is just being a simp. It don't matter what color you are. It don't matter what race you are. The dominant alpha male will always override the weaker vessel. Women have never wanted a weak man. A man has never complained to a woman to the point where she turned around and loved him, where she turned around and respected him. A lot of you guys on these panels out here that are simps grouping together to talk about these type of women, this is how it is. See, I'm one of those dudes. You bring your girl around me and she start googly eyeing me and I think you're a simp and me and you ain't cool, I'm gonna fuck your woman. Because I don't know you. But I know that she don't like you. She don't respect you. She has no love for you. So me cheating with her is not a big deal. You're just a mentally ill man to me. You can't see the game that she's running. See, when you're walking around lost in life, nobody cares about you. Nobody. You have to keep finding weaker people to surround yourself with in order for you to keep complaining. But it's still going to boil down. You're either an alpha male or a beta male. The alphas will always override the betas. Now this guy is sitting at the bar with that guy's girl just lovey-doveying her. In the club. If that girl, look at him standing to the side. Just watching. Now he's getting the number. Now he's getting the number. Now he's writing it down, writing the check, and he's just sitting there with his girlfriend. The girlfriend is looking like, oh, look at this. Look at that. He's sitting there trying to hold her. It's too late, bro. Them days is over. He back dancing with her. Them days are over. You guys can't be this guy because this guy shows signs of desperation. Desperation is the reason why a lot of you guys fail in relationships. Why? Because you're a nice guy that's willing to adjust just to get her. She know that. That's why she turns on acting mode and survival mode, and eventually you get your heart broken. This is Anthony Spade. Hopefully you guys got the message behind the video. Comment, like, subscribe to both of my channels. Hasta la vista.